Hello there, everybody. I'm just solving some puzzles right now. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is puzzle number 6.
Done.
I'm not sure how many puzzles there are in total, but I have a feeling I'm going to find out.
Solved it.
All right, way to go, Nancy.
Take that, puzzle. You're solved.
All right, so I think I'm going to have to get more puzzles from our good buddy Rentaro. And I think we just got a picture from our good buddy Yumi. Everybody's our good buddy here in Nancy Drew's Shadow at the Water's Edge. Oh hey, and speaking of good buddies, let's call our good buddy Samantha. Wait, not Samantha, Savannah. That's right.
Hello.
Just because she's my good buddy doesn't mean I know her name.
I found watery footprints in my room.
Did you see them appear, or were they there and you found them?
They were already there.
Well, at least that's good.
Why is that?
To make wet footprints appear, you just need a wet foot and something to put it on. But when they just start appearing out of the blue, ain't nothing too good about that, especially considering what happened to the previous innkeeper.
What do you mean?
I know you ain't the superstitious kind. Otherwise you'd be long gone by now, but it ain't always good to talk about the dead, especially those not at rest.
Logan told me you're writing a second ghost hunting book.
Now that ain't true.
Something happened to make you stop writing the book, didn't it?
Yes.
What happened?
Nancy, I like you. So I ain't ever gonna tell you why. But I will tell you this. Don't go looking in dark corners unless you're ready to live with knowing what's hiding there.
I think I ran across a trick mirror here.
Did it break?
Yeah, how did you know?
That's how you know it's a trick. Y'all know what the main difference between truth and illusion is in my line of work?
What's that?
Time. An illusion can only last so long before it gives up its secrets. Now, I don't know exactly how that mirror was fixed, but the fact that it broke means that whoever rigged it knew that if you examined it enough, you'd figure it out.
So it was broken, so I couldn't figure out how it was faked.
Exactly. That is, if it was a trick. Nancy, I can tell you how things might be faked, but I can't tell you if they were faked. You're the one's got to stand there and know how the room feels when these things happen.
Well, it sure does look like we have an awful lot to talk about, so let's get going.
What is a Yuri?
It's a vengeful spirit that never knew justice here on the earth. They're said to be the spirits of those who've been wronged, and they're caught up in the worst moment you can imagine. They're very angry and very, very dangerous. If that's what you're dealing with there, you best be very careful.
What happened that made you give up ghost hunting?
It wasn't just one thing. It was a lot of things, really. My daddy used to tell me, Sugar, y'all be careful what you go looking for in that big old world. Chances are, you gonna find it.
What did you end up finding?
It ain't what I found, honey. It's what found me.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said, and that's the last you're getting out of me on the topic. You got anything else you need?
What do you know about EVP?
It's the ghost hunter's best friend, in more ways than one.
How's that?
Well, if you're just looking to find evidence that you got a bunch of wild spirits running amok, you'll find it in your EVP recording.
How do you mean?
It's very easy to hear what you want to hear in those recordings.
It doesn't sound like you think it works.
Oh, you'd be surprised. But one thing it does do for certain is let you eavesdrop on the whole property without drawing too much attention to yourself. If something ain't on the level, you'll hear it. But Nancy.
Yeah?
You might just stumble into something you don't want to hear. You best be ready for that.
Savannah's giving us a couple of warnings, telling us what we need to look out for.
How's the expo reporting going?
Busy. But you know how that is, I'm guessing.
After its best had fun when we went out.
Logan wants to know. Now, wait a second. I'm not running a dating service here.
Would it kill you to ask after everything I do for you?
Fine. Nancy, Logan wants to know.
Tell him she had a very nice time.
Nancy says nice time. She's probably just being polite.
Awesome!
Logan says awesome. Now, is there anything else I can help you with, keeping in mind that this is not a study hall and I'm not your note-passing buddy?
How did you get into ghost hunting?
I guess you could say I was born into it. My daddy always dragged me with him to these spooky old houses, looking for broken-down things to fix up. I guess that's where I got my start. Standing in those old falling-apart houses, it was hard not to imagine ghosts coming around every corner. It used to scare me something bad, but somewhere along the road, all the fear turned to curiosity.
What is the scariest thing you've seen while ghost hunting?
The really scary things are the ones you'll never see. But I guess one of the most frightening places I've been was this little town in the middle of nowhere in Germany. I was there writing a chapter on an old castle that the locals all say was haunted. Hundreds of years ago, the castle had belonged to this terrible family that had a reputation for all sorts of cruelty. At first I didn't believe the stories, but the more exploring I did, the more I started to see some of the terrible things that had happened there. All those stories, they were true. Didn't find any ghosts. That would have been better, I think.
Boy, I sure hope Nancy doesn't have to visit this scary castle in Germany. It sounds a little bit too scary for me to handle.
Have you run across someone rigging doors to slam before?
Sure. Now that one's older than the hill.
What's the best way to do something like that?
Oh, plenty ways. You can use remote control, wire, and pulleys. One place I went even used air pressure. Y'all can believe that mess.
That makes sense. What should I keep an eye out for?
Anything that looks out of place.
Do you remember what room you stayed in at the Ryokon?
That was so long ago, I don't even have the slightest.
Do you remember anything?
I remember I was on the second floor, and it had this strange passageway in it, but that's about it. I got the impression they weren't too crazy about having me stay there. So maybe you should check the records for a room that they don't let out to customers.
A passageway? To where?
Yeah, it was bizarre. I don't really remember exactly where it went. Down into the basement, maybe? Unfortunately, I didn't have much time to explore the room before I had to leave.
A secret passageway in a room they don't let out to customers, eh?
Can you tell me anything else about your stay here?
Not much to tell. I had to leave too soon. Such a sweet family. I hate to think of what those poor girls are going through. Losing their mother so young and then having them haunting to deal with.
Thank you all very much, Savannah. That's all I need to talk to you all about.
I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you soon.
Alright, so Savannah is saying there is a secret passageway in the room she had when she was at the Ryokon.
Locked.
Which is room number 33. The super dangerous room number 33. Last time we were in room number 33, Nancy was almost killed. This time, I think she's not going to get killed. It's this room, right? No? Is it this room? Gosh, I don't know which room is room number 33. Okay, hold on a second. This is 39, 37, 35, 33. This must be room number 33. So the secret passageway is somewhere around here. I don't know where exactly the secret passageway is, so I'm going to give Savannah another call. Howdy, Savannah. How's it going?
Hello.
Oh, I can't talk to her about that?
I'll let you go.
Bye now.
Alright, let me think. What do I have to do here? Maybe I'll just need to double check the registry. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead to later this night and double check the registry to see which room they don't rent out to customers. I know I already did this, but perhaps you have to do this after Savannah gives the idea to Nancy. It could be that I did it prematurely.
Hey.
Okay, so let me pick up more puzzles.
I finished the Sudoku puzzle.
Here you go.
How many more puzzles are left, Rentaro? Can you tell us? No, I don't think he can.
I'm back for more nanograms.
Here you go.
I'm ready for more renograms.
Here you go.
What's that wooden thing in the garden?
The tree?
No, the wooden thing that makes the knocking noise.
The door?
No, the thing.
I'm teasing. You're thinking of the deer scare.
Maybe. What is it?
It uses flowing water to make weird knocking noises that scare away the deer so they don't eat all of the flowers.
Oh, that's neat. Does it work?
I don't know. Deer still eat the flowers, but it's hard to tell if they're scared or not. All their expressions pretty much look the same. Kind of like this.
Rentaro does a very good impersonation of a deer. That was exciting. Do, 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 do. So I'm going back to Nancy's room and skipping to later that day. I guess technically not later that day, later that night. Nancy Drew is having adventures. You've got to get up, you've got to get up, you've got to get up right now. Do. Okay, so I've taken another look at the registry. Now I'm going to call Savannah.
Hello.
Okay,
And now we can talk to her about the secret passageway.
can you think of anything else about the room you stayed in when you were here?
Not really. I'm sorry, Nancy. Oh, wait a minute now. Come to think of it, it had a carved wooden buzz that triggered the passage. I hope that helped.
That's a big help, Savannah. Thank y'all very much.
I better get going.
Y'all stay safe now.
Okay. So let's go to that hidden passageway in room number 33. Do, do, din, do, do.
This carving must be the trigger to the secret passage that Savannah mentioned.
And here is the hidden passageway now. What will Nancy find inside? You'll have to find out next time in Nancy Drew, Shadow at the Water's Edge.